What's up, party people? I'm back in town. You can see my beautiful bookshelf and my mirror guitar. I have access to my fancy microphone. Sorry if this got loud. Anyway, Mr. Storgard shared this fantastic video about how to put a YouTube video in your Canvas course. So I figured I'd take it one step further about how to resize the YouTube video or a Google Doc, because Google Docs, when you embed them in Canvas, they are too small. And I figured out how to make them bigger and how to make them fill up the whole page instead of just part of it. I'm making a real quick video about how to do that because it's intimidating, but pretty easy once you get the hang of it. I've been doing it like crazy. So to do this, I'm going to create a fake page. We're gonna call it Resizing Google Doc and YouTube Video. In this page, we need to edit it. Come on, there we go. We're going to edit the page. We'll start with Google Docs because that's what we use more often than anything else. You want to click this little fancy thing here. It just says Google Apps. I'm not going to insult your intelligence. I'm sure you already know how to do this, but just for the sake of educational purposes, I'll tell you how to do this. Let's just choose a document from my Dig professional learning community. There you go. All right, we click embed and it goes into our documents. Cool, we'll just save that real fast. So here's what it looks like initially, and this is what the kids will see, right? It's this small box that you have to kind of manipulate the page to be able to see everything, and that's just annoying. Who wants to deal with that? To kind of fix that issue, we're gonna do something that's intimidating, and that's okay. We're gonna click this thing right here. It says HTML editor, and so you get all of these fancy looking words and letters, and it's annoying and it's scary looking, and we're not coders. But what's really important here is noticing the sizing, which is right here. This is what dictates how big the document is. In the embedding, is that the right way to say that? Think about that. Yeah, that's what we're gonna stick with. So right now, it's 800 pixels by 600 pixels. Well, one of the things we want to fix first is the width. This is gonna dictate whether it's just part of the page or if it's gonna take up the whole thing. And fancy stuff, you can just get rid of 800px, change it to 100, wait for it, %. Whoa. So it's gonna take up 100% of the width of the page. So when I click save, you'll notice that it's now changed size. Now the doc is the entire width of the page that you've created, so nobody has to do the side-to-side thing anymore. Now you'll notice that the height is still a little messy, and you can play with this just a little bit, but I don't like it where you have to scroll too much. Let's say it's, I don't know, it's a 10-page document, and you don't want to look at half a page at a time. We can go back in. We've already changed the width to 100%, so the height is a little harder to figure out. Here's the fancy number that I've used for it, 1050. 1050px. If you change it to a different number, so not 600, if you change it to 1050px, it's going to make it just a little taller. Sorry, the garbage truck is picking up trash. You can take the truck with you. No one wants to buy it, just take the truck. So now it's taller. You can get a whole document in there. This is a more than one page document, so you can look at one page at a time. That's how you resize a Google Doc. If you have more words in that page, you kind of have to decipher where in the code. I'll give you an example. Oh my God, I'm clicking all of the wrong things. There we go. In my activities page where I kind of explain to the kids what's happening this week, I have a video, I have a Google Doc right here, I have a video up at the top of me telling the kids how to do stuff. If you have a bunch of stuff in the page, that code is going to look really funny, and it's going to be really long. My computer is moving slower than a turtle walking through peanut butter. So it looks like this, and that's intimidating. I would absolutely suggest, if you're going to embed a Google Doc or a YouTube video, that you put those in first and then type stuff around it later, because trying to find a YouTube video in this mess or a Google Doc in this mess is overwhelming, and I have a hard time finding it, and I've resized the wrong things a few times. Like, I'm just gonna cancel that. I'm gonna go back, and I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm gonna do it with a YouTube video. What video am I gonna put in there? Bunny dancing. I don't. Dancing bunny. See, I love the internet. just wants to be loved. Is he dancing or is he rubbing his face? Enough of that. Alright, cool. So we're just gonna copy that link. Keep having to move my face. So let's say you want to add a YouTube video, right? I've got the link from the YouTube video. I copied it from the top up here in my URL bar. We're gonna go to Insert Media. In Source, I'm just gonna put the URL in there, right? So it's added it. Here's what it's gonna look like. It's this small thing right here. Cool. I think that's great. That's gonna work. You know, kids are gonna have the option to kind of, you know, make it full screen if they want to. Yeah, oh my god, I'm not gonna watch this again. Sorry. Okay, so, but maybe you want it bigger so they don't have to do that, because maybe you have words you want them to look at the same time that they're watching the video. So we're gonna edit it again. And we're gonna click that HTML thing. Luckily, with the YouTube video, the embedding code thing here is significantly smaller. So what I do is I change the width again from 560 to 100%. Yeah, so that's gonna stretch it. Oh, that stretched it too much. Hold on. Unfortunately, here you have to kind of play with it to make sure that the height is enough. So we're just gonna play with it a little bit and say, I don't know. We're gonna say 500. Hi, Miss Kroll. Good, okay, cool. Now it's bigger, right? Now they can watch the video on a bigger screen. It's fantastic. Yeah, with the YouTube video, you're gonna have to play with the numbers a little bit more. With the Google Doc, it's just 100% and then 1050 to make it full size for the page. But on a YouTube video, you've got to play with the dimensions just a little bit more. 100% for the width gets it across the entire 100% of the width of the page. Height, play with it. Maybe you can try like, maybe 750 is a better number. Yeah, see, that seems more realistic, and you can play with that. Maybe you don't want it to be 100% of the page, maybe you want it to be 50% of the page, and that's totally okay. The main thing I wanted to show you was how to mess with the HTML editor here to help resize your videos. I am obviously not going to keep that video on my Canvas page because I can barely get away from that video of the bunny. And the kids are gonna watch it. They're gonna be like, oh my god, the bunny. Stuff really makes you burp. I apologize. This is so unprofessional. Good. Cool. I hope that helped out. If not, ignore it. Just take it, crumple it up, throw it away. Maybe you never even touch that. But if you want to learn some tricks that not a lot of people know, and you want to look like a Canvas guru, do what I just did. Go Dragons. That was so weird.